I definitely think there is a singles tax. It's much more expensive to be single than to be in a relationship.
If you're single and living alone, you don't get the economies of scale. So instead of having a partner to split expenses with, you cover everything yourself.
I think there are a lot of people out there who think that being a single person is really easy financially because they're like, oh, well, you only have to pay for yourself. And like, wrong. Yeah, I do only have to pay for myself, which means I have to pay for my rent entirely by myself. I don't split it with a partner. My council tax bill, even though there's only one person, is only discounted by 25%. So if you're splitting your bill down the middle with a partner, I'm still paying more than you individually. My energy bills, yeah, okay, I pay less than you, but I'm not paying half because most of that cost is a standing charge. If I want to go on holiday, I have to pay for the room or the cabin entirely by myself. If I want to get a mortgage, I have to have a bigger deposit and I can't get approved to borrow as much because I only have one income. Like, financially, is really, really difficult to be a single person. And I think more people need to remember that when they're talking to their single friends.
Ooh, independence looked sexy until reality hit. Rent, utilities, and responsibilities. Suddenly it's tears and victim mode. You begged for freedom, now swallow the full cost of your choices. No bailout, no sympathy.
I'm doing all of this by myself. I'm paying the entire rent, the bills. She's like, if I had a boyfriend, it's like giving yourself a double pay rise. It's like doubling your money because you're halving your expenses.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's true. It does cost a hell of a lot of money to be single.
The single tax.
The single tax. Yes, I love it.
Bingo. They demand freedom, but still want a man to carry the bills, the chores, and the lifestyle. Shout, I'm independent, while secretly chasing free labor. It's entitlement masquerading as empowerment. Cake eaten, crumbs blamed on the guy.
Don't get me wrong, I love being single and I love living alone. It's great, it's fantastic, but fuck, it's expensive. I just spent $600 on brakes on my car, just on the front part of the car, because I couldn't afford all four brakes and axles and rotors and whatever the fuck. And then now I just paid my car payment, which is $500, so I just blew $1,100 in like 3 hours, and it wasn't even like fun, you know? Fuck. Sorry, it's just so overwhelming. Like, you work and 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 you work, and it's just to pay off like your basic necessities.
Exactly. They cheered for independence, trashed traditional roles, and now whine when reality hits. Freedom seemed thrilling until bills and responsibilities showed up. Single life isn't glamorous. It's a costly lesson in selective empowerment.
If you're single, it comes with a hidden price tag, the singles tax, and you're paying for it in every aspect of life. Let's do the math. Housing. In this economy, the median rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the United States is $1,876 a month, not including utilities. Sure, you can get a roommate who eats all your food and never cleans up after themselves, but at that point, you may as well just be in a soul-sucking relationship and pay half the rent. So that's not an option. Food. Yes, we purchase less groceries, but Big Grocery does not proportion their goods for those of us living the bachelor lifestyle. If I want fresh Brussels sprouts, I can't just buy a few Brussels sprout. I have to buy like 30 Brussels sprout, but I don't need 30 Brussels sprouts. So either you end up with wasted food and wasted money, or I have to eat Brussels sprout all week, much to the dismay of my digestive system. Leisure. If the group chat is going on vacation, either you have to buy a whole hotel room or you've got to split it with the other token single on the trip because the singles have to be quarantined in one room because being single is contagious. Now add all that together, minusing the zero tax breaks we get, and it equals too much. Yes, the cost of being single is high, but remember, you can't put a price tag on your peace, so foot the bill until you find someone who adds to your life, not detracts from it. Hope this helps.
Damn right. She doesn't crave peace. She craves benefits. Wants single life's perks, but screams about the cost as if it's unfair. Independence is fine, but reality bites when freedom comes with loneliness and responsibility. She wants everything without paying the price.
You're aiming for the top 1%, but the top 1% of men ain't aiming for you. This is the reason why women are single. Like they don't align their expectations. They look at this perfect picture and then they go, that's what I want. And it's okay. Like we all want something amazing.
We have a fantasy in mind.
Right. But then anything that doesn't fit that picture is ignored. Then you get too fucking old and nobody wants your ass at all. Like, at all. At that point, by the time you lower your standard, you're like, hey, now it would take a fat guy that's doesn't have a college degree, makes 50 grand a year, just to not be alone.
And settle.
Yeah, and that fucking guy at that point still don't want you. So if you're aiming at the top 1%, then ask yourself, are you the top 1%? Are you really in that category to be asking that?
Ooh, the classic flip-flop. Demand a unicorn of a man, then whine when reality bites. Can't chase the top 1% and expect sympathy for being single. Bills aren't oppressive. They're proof the guy you wanted doesn't exist. And no, Brussels sprouts didn't betray you.
So I'm 32 and single. I know, right, girl? Can you believe it? And with that, people ask me all the time how being an independent woman has impacted my dating life. And it's just enhanced what I already knew, which is that some men are intimidated by independent women. I can't tell you how many men just assume that I'm using men for money simply because I have a nice place. I've even been dumped for it. But these aren't men, they're boys. And I know one day my man is gonna love the fact that I can hold my own. And if any boy acts up, at least you can tell him to get the fuck out of your apartment.
Independence looks cute on paper, but here's the kicker. Most single men are just as committed to flying solo. You show zero drama, and guess what? They spot it a mile away. Peaceful, self-sufficient, and unbothered. Yeah, they respect that. From a distance.
Being single, I'd argue, is more expensive than being in a relationship. Guys always complain, I spend so much money on my girlfriend. I'm like, you don't know what it's like to be at a bar ordering drinks.
I agree that being single is way more expensive than being in a relationship. Because I turn into a grub when I'm in a relationship. Yeah. I'm like, you chose this life. You know? And then when I'm single, I'm like, I have to like keep up with appearances and look nice.
Well, you're always at parties.
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
Like always drinking and you paid for the tickets. Now you got to impress people. Now you're drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're drunk, you don't make sound financial decisions.
No, you don't.
It's a full-time job and it's extremely time-consuming and it's not as easy as it may appear to some people.
This is peak reality. Men treat being single like leveling up. Women treat it like trauma therapy. While dudes are grinding, women are sipping lattes, whining about bills, and overcomplicating freedom. Cry all you want about the single tax, but it's self-inflicted. Independence isn't cute when it drains your bank and your patience.